Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is the DOUG here, and we are here to do what I said we would take a look at tonight. Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, of course, this is the console version, which came out about a few weeks ago, give or take. And we're going to go over the history of it over in a little bit. Now, we're just doing to take a look at. It's not being a full Let's Play. Maybe around Halloween we'll do a full Let's Play of that at that point, but right now this is just take a look at. Now, I have never played this game before, because it was only on PC at the time, and I don't really do PC gaming. I'm a console boy through and through. That's why I still got a Genesis and a Dreamcast and ps4 2 and all that. I don't really do any PC gaming, as they say. But we're going to take a look at this. But first, as we always do when it comes to take a look at, or a game in general, we talk about the history of the game, just for a little bit. For those who may have never seen this or played this before. Yes, and I do know Markiplier, Jacksepticeye have played it, but I have purposely avoided looking them up. But Doki Doki Literature Club is a 2017 American freeware visual novel developed by team, I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly, Salvatore, for Microsoft Windows, Mac, and Linux. The game was really distributed through an itchy.io and later became available on Steam. Now, of course, it did come to the ps4, and that was developed by Sony Footage, because this is Plus. The Plus version came out June 30th, so a few weeks ago. Now, of course, if you get it on PS4, you do get the PS5 version. So that's what I'm going to go into. I'm not going to describe anything else. I haven't even looked up the trophy guide for this game yet. So it is really one of those situations to where I am going in here blind like I always do when it's for take a look at. So let's go. Oh, I get to enter my name. Well. Huh. Well. May as well call myself Doug. I mean, that's what I am. Not to be confused with Doug Funny. Just getting this shared because some people have actually wanted my personal opinion about this. I'm sure my cousin Donovan, if he watches, he'll probably be shocked I'm playing this. I know my buddy Mr. Racing, he wanted my opinion as well. And please, everybody, if you've played this game before, do not leave a comment spoiling something. Yee! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Okay, so we can actually do that as well. Okay, so pause. That guy is... This is what happens when I have been bad at speaking. That guy is Soror, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you could never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase me like this, I almost feel... Ow! I just kicked my foot into my little glass thing. Ow! I almost feel better running off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the class so I can let Sayo catch up to me. Well, not bad looking. Overslept again. That sounds like a few people I went to high school with in college as well. They overslept. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Doug. Well, if people stare at you for acting real, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say, Seal. Hee. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As you draw near the streets, becoming increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Doug, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. It's one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Seven likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average or spending my free time on games and anime. Okay, that sounds like about me in real life. Shit. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Hey, being a video gamer and watching anime can make you prepare for college, because there's a lot of video game groups in there. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. Why'd I have a feeling that could go so many ways? And I know you're happy now, but I'll die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise you try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? Because you have the hots for her, probably? More than that, I'm surprised to even let myself relate to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. So she hears voices in her head like, Randy Orton. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. As I pack up my things, I still blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of a motivation. Clubs. Shinya wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Senor. Sammy must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of classroom, but I just saw you sitting there and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if I'm going to make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Senor? Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. She was vice president of the literature club. No. Not that I was even aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club each day I would bring in a new member. And the cars made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. Life lesson of the day. I can't tell if Sue is really that much of an airhead or if she's cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? You know, because usually in the real world, if it's cupcakes or pizza, now at my age, beer, you could probably get me to do something stupid. And thus, today marks the day that I sold my soul for a cupcake. So, well, Homer Simpson when he sold his soul for a donut, I guess. I delectually followed Sawyer across the school and upstairs in a section of the school I rarely visit. Senor full of energy swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member's here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Well, you're well endowed, aren't you there, girl one? And you got purple hair, which usually tells me one or two things in anime. Either she's batshit fucking crazy, but she'll give you the best sex of your life, or B, she's the villain and she's going to kill you. She always says nice things about you. Oh, well, seriously, you bought a boy? Okay, well, you're a bitch. Way to kill the atmosphere. You know what? Go fuck yourself. Go 2. Go 3. Ah, Doug, what a nice surprise. Hey now, I'm torn between Go 3 and Go 1. Go 2 can fuck off. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Well, but 2 out of 3 are cute. I don't like the second one. Sorry. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Nezuko. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Nezuko, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sawyer. You just ignore her when she gets moody. Sawyer says that quietly into my ear, then turns back around the other girls. Anyway, this is Nezuko, always full of energy. And that is Yui, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yui appears completely more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with the people like Senora Nezuko. I am so bad at pronouncing these names. Ah well, it's nice to meet both of you. Sounds like you already know Monaco, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Doug. Monaco smiles sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monaco was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. Sounds like my high school days in real life. So having her smile at me so generally feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Doug. We made a room for you at the table. You can sit next to me. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I get a little too excited. And how about I'll make some tea as well? Ooh, green tea? That'd be nice. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. I am the table. Now, so I mentioned it's been once that there's one spare seat next to Monica and one spare seat next to Nezuko. Walk over to the corner of the room where Nezuko grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to her. Nezuko probably marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ooh! Nezuko lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea. You were so good at baking. Nezuko. Hehe. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. So he grabs one first, then Monica and I follow. It's delicious. Sari talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Nezuko is quiet. I can't help but fear her notice sneaking glances in my direction. She waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? Yeah, I thought you were technically dead, so you said... Oh, maybe. But not for you, you know, dummy. Alright. I gave up on Nezuko's weird logic and dismissed the conversation. Yuri turns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a tea cup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. Wish I had tea back in high school. It probably would have been a whole lot calmer in some situations. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Well, in my case, it's usually hot tea with a little bit of Jack Daniels in it, and I'm usually reading an anime magazine or something. But sure, why not? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. He's just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted Yuri looks away. I meant that I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Oh, sorry, I'm getting messages on Twitter, of course. It's like, I stream this and it's like, no one wants to watch. I said it would be tonight. Yui faintly smiles to herself and reflect. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Soya. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Soya seems really happy here, so that's okay, don't be embarrassed. Well, we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could have probably been a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Hey, something we got in common. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd rather much take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yui also nods in agreement. And I'm surprised there ain't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! Woo woo! Zack Ryder in the house. That was a bad Everyone agrees. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that big word. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. But I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Magma. I know that's the anime books, but again, speech problem. I might have cried to myself half joking. Let's go ahead, suddenly pokes up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yui's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yui? Well, let's see. Lee traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorite things are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Levels of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story such a foreign word is equally impressive. Yui goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. But it's obvious by the way her eyes lighten up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually amazes me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. Now, okay, if this was real life, I love Edgar Allan Poe, Stephen King, and I do love watching horror films, so I just regress something I can relate to at a minimal level. This way, you might as well be having a conversation with a rock. You smell what the rock is cooking? Really? I would have expected that, Yui. For someone as gentle as you, guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me into another world, then I really can't put it down. Surely horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, it's just... Nezuko's eyes darts over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Nezuko? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Looks like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud and give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sarah sidles up behind it and pulls her hands to her shoulders. I'm not cute. It's good. You write your own poems? I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them with them sometime? No. Nezuko averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Nezuko feels. Sharing that love of writing takes more than just confidence. The trust The trustest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have any writing? Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Nezuko feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems, but you'll sit in silence for a moment. Do 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 do. I will say this music's getting annoying. There we go. Now I don't have a headache. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. The way she just flaunts her body, yeah, I'm getting the wrong idea. Nezuko and Yuri look quizzically at Monaco. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. No comment. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Doug? Monaco smiles warmly to me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Yeah, what's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come out forth with what's on my mind and said, never said I would join this club. Some may have convinced me to stop by, but I've never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lost my train of thought. All four guys stared back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, Doug, I'm defensive against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's all like this? That's it. If writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes lighten up. Yes, I'm so happy. He wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey. You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cookies, I would have been super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Doug, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety rolling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Nezuko clean up their food. Hey Doug, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sari and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sylvia, Nezuko, Yuri, and of course Monaco. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Well, if I'm surrounded by cute chicks, why the fuck not? Perhaps I have the chance to go closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Pick what you think your favorite club member would like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Silly. Silly Holo Playground. Ocean. Anger. Swimsuit. Awesome. Beauty. Holiday. Bunny Rabbit. Mouse. Party. Kiss and anime. I have no idea which one was gonna like it. I'm sure that jumping probably gives me a clue. Hi again, Doug. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Doug. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you drive headfirst into literature when you're not assumed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Zena told me you didn't even want to join any club this year, and last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Nezuko, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a Magna collection in the club room. Nezu finds herself stuck between saying... I would agree with that. It is literature, because you can find it at Second and Charles and comic book shops. Swiftly defeated, Nezuko plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Doug always gives his best as long as he's having fun. Helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sylvia, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? Two really are good friends, aren't you? Might be a little jealous. How come? You and Doug can become good friends too. Sylvia. Sylvia seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh. You never bought you something today, you know. Wait, you me? I'm not. Wait, don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Oh, come on. It can't be that bad. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture for me is a pleasant surprise. It will make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah. I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you want. Okay, she wants to ride the Doug train, and I'm okay with that. This is how it goes, accidentally being so cute. She even picked out a book she thinks I like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I actually take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sue and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already blurred in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expressions, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Nezuko is rummaging around in the closet. And ladies and gentlemen, the myth, the legend, the man that makes women quake, it is this giant vibrator. I hear Nezuko utter an ecstatic sign from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Frickin' Monica. I thought that said fucking. Whoops. Freaking Monica. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? That is why I don't let my family in my room if they want to play video games unless I'm in there. Nezuko sighs a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. I always keep saying magma. I know I've been mispronouncing it, sorry guys. I've said before this was not going to be a perfectly said literature for me. You read... I call them anime books, to be honest. You read anime books, right? Duh. I mean, shit, I have all the My Hero Academia, some Dr. Stone, Fire Force, Pokemon. Sometimes. No, if it's real life, it would be 100% fact. Because if it ain't video games, it's anime books. It's one of those things that you can't admit you're really into until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know it anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a long volume of anime books that just a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curiously, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Nezuko snatches out of my hand. She then turns to a box of books and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. Okay, so she's pretty much the female Sheldon, wants everything in freaking order. Holy fuck. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Poor Fat Girls. It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Doug. Consider this a lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Nezuko pulls out the first volume of Parfait from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moo. Don't just stand there. Nezuko grabs me and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to saying me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Yeah, why's that? I guess it's easier to be closer together like this. And that's a creepy-ass goddamn smile. Don't just say that. You make me feel weird about it. I already feel weird enough about this game. Something's throwing me off and I don't know what. Nezuko crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's particularly a bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Nezuko once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space where she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. And Vibrator, are you having a good night tonight? Well, how long has it been since I read the beginning? Well then, just well then. You don't go back and forth to the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but not that. Nothing's really happening yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slave of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of the plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be plot? Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like, there's this really funny chapter where they're obsessed with a guy at this ice cream shop. Why can't women be as such that me when I'm at an ice cream shop? But that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all the backstories and when some of the romances starts to happen. That's what really makes it so good. There's so many touching parts. So that's so. Sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait. What's that supposed to mean? Exit stage left. Nezuko gives me a little shove. I just meant that haven't seen you at your full power. Good save. This chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this book? Well, Nezuko pauses for a moment as she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah, what does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got into this book. Like I would never get into anything besides because it's in a book. I feel bad for anyone that's that impressionable. I think you just described the WWE writers there. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Nezuko's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from a book, an anime book, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it. Who am I to judge? We read on a few more minutes. I finished a couple of chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring to you? It's not. You know you're just watching me read. Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't. That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your books with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could even get my friends to read this. They just think anime books are for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, yeah, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I say punch them in the face. Because it's better to read an anime book when you're taking a shit instead of playing on your damn phone. That's why I have comic books and anime books and video game magazines in the bathroom. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it is probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Monica was kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it's paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So, Geez, that's enough. Are you going to keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. Suddenly, Nezuko starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens. Nezuko puts her finger on one of the panels. Minio is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when, shouldn't be tongued about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Nezuko's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usually bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite book with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that to Nezuko, for whom it's a rare experience, the thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Yeah. Are you ready for today's poems? Oh, come on. Could you time be any worse? Sorry. I just need to make sure we have enough time. You do look to be pretty cozy over there. Nezuko suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright. Guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Nezuko. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yeah, but Monica just said, don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Yeah? Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I really don't plan on using spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you. By tomorrow. I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's the necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Nezuko's happy face. Or am I scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alright then. I stand up, I return to where I put my stuff, carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. Something ends. I still can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find inspiration since I never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? I can't wait. Smith pour their poems out. Shervis is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's finishing handwriting from where I sit. Nezuko and Yuri reluctantly compare as well, reaching in their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Probably to the one I'm reading books with. I told Nezuko I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I share mine with her first. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, Nezuko rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't like giving you my opinion. Huh? Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours, like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours wasn't really bad. You were supposed to show me dumb poems and make me go, well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you ran and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it. Eek! Nezuko report gets caught in her throat. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't get to go announcing to the world like you're self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I said that mostly to myself. Nezuko really hates me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she likes my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Go, fine, I guess. Only because Monica would make me if I don't. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap. Horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. That's not bad. I've heard worse than when I was in short story in high school. Yeah, I told you that you were not going to like it. I like it. What? Just be honest, I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be, whatever that big word is and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of the poem for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like a brick. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you doing great things can really be disheartening. Unless, of course, you cheer for the Baltimore Orioles, because, well, then you don't get to see anything great. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Nezuko's really feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Please tell me I don't have to do another damn poem. Let's show Yuri now. That's the one I actually want to try to be nice with, but I have a feeling I'm going to be ended up with the anime, the one who likes anime books. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading it, though. So it's that bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might have taken Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of a new writer. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think that most notably thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from their topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end results in both the style and the expressors are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. You're not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but all it comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Why am I afraid this? If I end up with her, it's gonna end in a sex dungeon. Sex dungeon again. I've never played this game before. I haven't seen anyone else play this, but I'm just getting the vibe that one of these femurs is not like the other. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Nezuko can be a little bit biased though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or Nezuko. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles genuinely as if it's a real opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost Under the Light. The tens of hair... Okay, so she likes... horror... that's right, because she loves horror books right now and the adventure shit. Okay. I'm sorry I having such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking of that at all, but it took you a long time to read it because it was in cursive, that's why. Well, I just don't read scripture very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. So I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really deceptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into Ghost? Uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about Ghost at all, Doug. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you only did glance over it after all. But remember the poems that often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work? They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it in that way. Hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you liked it. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on those things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. They don't have to share it. Okay, well, we may as well share it with our friend who got me into this fucking mess. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Doug. You're fucking lying. My poem was shit. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. So you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Sounds like most of my life. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. Yuri's opinion is way more constructive than this. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people you know. So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Doug poem. Wow, that was fucking lame as shit. And that makes it feel extra special. Okay, she just needs to come out and say it. Since apparently we grew up since elementary school and we're neighbors and all that, we're in high school together, she just needs to come out and say it. She wants to ride Space Mountain. Like, I can feel your feelings in it. Yep. This character has the hots for the main character. Yay. But it's not the one I want. Sylvia hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in this club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet. But that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Doug. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? People who have been to conventions with me when it comes to my alcohol, they would say otherwise. Trying new things like this is for other people. That's something that only really good people can do. Thanks, Sylvia. I'm not sure if Sonia sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her now. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That would be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you can read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I am not mad. I give that poem about a 3 out of 5. Not bad, not great. It sounds like though she would rather just sleep all day, which... but I think that's something you and me need, don't we? Because our sleep patterns suck. This is just a guess, but... Did you wait until this morning to write this? No. I call bullshit. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Of course you forgot to do it last night, you stupid anime girl, you dumb bitch. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. Hey, I'm not being mean. By the way, we have the leader and founder of TCW, Mr. Jones. Oh, it's Vegeta, so you can't... So Vegeta, you decided to come in and see me play Doki Doki Literature Club, huh? I think that's your long-lost child from planet Pluto. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, my jokes are bad. I've said that. I've said that before. No, it's probably High School of the Dead for you. I still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice. How should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast, even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. Man, I haven't eaten breakfast since I was in high school. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Hee hee hee. This was so much fun. Monaco's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. I don't get where people are telling me this was a horror game. This feels more like a dating simulator right now. What am I missing? Kakarot needs how to be a dad simulator. No, it's more of a joke is he's got to pay Piccolo child support for raising the kid because Coco can't do shit. Well, I nominate Piccolo because he's already raised the son and he's raising the grandbaby, so... Hi, Doug. Having a good time so far? It's a fucking poem club. Hell no! But I guess in the parts of the story, I guess. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I think all the female people in the club need to come wearing bikinis next time. Here's my first thing we can do, suggestion. I'm always listening. Okay, and the Hakabolic time chamber so Vegeta here can train. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Okay, every time she does that pose, I feel like she's ready to jump on me and ride Space Mountain with the way she poses like that. What is up with this fucking... Uh-oh. Oh, God damn. I'm Deku. Don't worry, Doug. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of banter that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I had Mordecai my poem. I like it, Doug. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Nausicaa would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. And do you want to stick your boobs out any more than you already are? If you say so. Yep. There are lots of poems or stories out there that are no more than a few simple words. They can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes they only a few lines long. They might even feel like they were written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Nausicaa is kind of like that. Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you could probably find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a bit biased toward their own kind of styles, but I always hope you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Can she stop with the sexy laugh, please? Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to have sound confidence. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It could have been me. See the directions circled products? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know I wasn't home. I peek inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late, my retainers. Already scorched with a permanent copy of my meaningless image? It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything, a hole of unmuted choices. I always know that I wasn't looking. I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. What the Okay, that sounds to me like the poem is at a glory hole. And if you don't know what a glory hole is, ask your mother. And again, if you're a child and you're watching this video, don't be mad, parents, at me. Be mad at yourself for not understanding that not all YouTube channels are for children. Just ask Vegeta or Giant Vibrator. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. So I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of stuff has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on time in between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Was that the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you never make any progress. Just force yourself to get into something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. Oh, a dead body. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I feel like I just sat through a PBS special. No, at least reading Rainbow would be good in this universe. Whew. Guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. It was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Savior Monaco are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Nezuko. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. And as they read them in tandem, I want each of them to express their changes. Alright, Mr. Jones, I hope you have a good night at work. If you bounce back in, we'll give you a holla holla holla. Would be nice if I could post this on Instagram, but the way Instagram works, you can't really post streams on there. Which is very annoying to me, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest, but that's just me. As I read in tandem, I watch each of the expressives change. Nezuko's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Nezuko just returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clear about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Oh. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Savior liked it, and Doug did too. So based on that, I'm glad you gave suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't appreciate it. I don't expect to change anytime soon unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Doug likes my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Nezuko suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so interested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I meant. You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Doug appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would never go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one that whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Doug started showing up. I count that as bonus points if her boobs grew. Hey! Alright. Nezuko! Nezuko, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls run towards as if they just noticed I'm standing there. Doug? She's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she couldn't get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this would have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? That meaning you should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Let me explain that to her, Doug. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning that most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Doug? Well, I feel like I'm trapped here, and either answer gets me screwed. How did I get dragged in this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So, of course, I'm going to choose... Do I go with the one who likes more stuff I like but has no boobs, or do I go... I'm going with the woman with boobs. Yeah, you shouldn't be mean to her. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, but here's the thing. No mistaking how simple or refined someone's writing style is. They're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Nezuko felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Nezuko, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have ever happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Nezuko, I think that's enough. You both said things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should, too? Nezuko clenches her fist. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's tapped at this point, deflecting only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. So she doesn't need... You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Nezuko scratches her poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Nezuko, sure you didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands as she stares down at her desk. I gently approach her and sit in the adjusted chair. Sigh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No! Your boobs are gonna make sure I don't hate you. No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well... Alright, I believe you. Thanks, Doug. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Nezuko said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what did Nezuko say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. Just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Doug, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out better. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kind of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nodded myself with a newfound determination. Doug, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sylvia beams at me. It surely has been a while since Sylvia and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Senor, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? Between Yuri and Natsuko. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. Doug, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you getting along with everyone is what really makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. Looks like Senior still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, I'll just have to see what the future holds. I pat Sun on the shoulder, and I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use her as the internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Alright. Do. Another passing time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little bit more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hey, Doug. Yo, Sawyer. Looks like you're in a good mood today. Hee hee hee. I'm still not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simplest things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sonia? What? Why that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. So have you noticed she retrieves her coin purse? She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down, less than catch it spills onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and want an excuse to walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry, and so that only leaves one option. Aww. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri. Tell Doug to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved like that, Sonia. Besides, you should only buy what you can reasonably afford. And frankly, at the point a mischievous stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Did I just mean that? I got too absorbed in my book. Well, I really like it when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think like that. You're right, though. I did something better, now I had to accept the retribution. That. Still coming from you, Sawyer. I guess there's a little devil inside of us, all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Sarah knows exactly what she's doing. I thought she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me, but you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes, so I had to trick Nesco into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sawyer in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Oh! Got you! Ow! What was... A cookie? Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sarah glances around. Is this a miracle? Is it because I paid my retribution? Actually, that one almost worked. I was just giving it to you. But then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Nezuko, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Serena hugs the cookie. Geez, just eat it. Serena rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. She good. Suddenly claps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Nezuko takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours looks really good too. Can I try it? Geez. Beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah? What did you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Jamie gets out of her seat and goes behind Nezuko, then wraps her arms around her. Jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Nezuko reaches up to nudge Chevy off hers. Oh! Sam suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Nezuko's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mouth full to skirts the tire. Yuri and I laugh as well. Geez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monaco, can you tell us... Nezuko glances around. Monaco isn't in the class. Ugh. Where's Monaco anyway? Good question. Haven't any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. Hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me. Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at time. Ah, never mind that. What are you up to anyway? Ah, well, my last period today was a study hall. To be honest, I just kind of lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You wouldn't have heard the bell ring, at least. I must have not heard it, since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us. That's... Lorna looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Doug. Monica smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot of recently, and I really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So, did I miss anything? Did I? Not really. I choose to leave outside's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Nesco will end up complaining to her anyway. Looks like everyone has already seated down. Sylvia's some already finished her entire cookie. Yuri's back to her book, and Nezuko disappeared into the closet. I'm very curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad in distracting from her reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of a book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and her eyes meet for a split second. But then that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I noted this the sense and I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have even noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this. That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how you have two copies of the same book. Ah, well, when I shopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Ah, I see. There's something very obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Makro. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about a girl in high school who moves in with a long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life really gets strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experimental prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? I have no idea how long this one's gonna take. Yuri made it to sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn did come from nowhere. Aha! Yuri generally giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Doug? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they're challenging you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you could relate to the protagonist, they made out to be the naive one for letting the one-sided Moors interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. Say, hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. but I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it right. You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem to be a little against it. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you're really apologizing a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my disc until it's up against Yuri's and then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri terminally closes her own copy. Once we reach each lean in a little bit over our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and shoulder the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I'll do the same thing with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But I'm holding it like this. We're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Yeep. To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me so I can turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she's also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they kind of reminiscence of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment, but Doug, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. It's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I have more meant that it's kind of cute. Oh. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We may not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri says and spawed through finishing It's alright, Yuri. You look kind of down. I'm sure if you haven't been looking forward to this. Oh, it's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading. Oh, would you prefer I only read with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'd be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know. That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up, I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it into my bag. Show it to you, because that's the one I want to try to hook up with. Let's see what you're writing on for today. Yui stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it, Doug? How did you pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yui visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine, take your time. Yui breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yui likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah, just being appreciative like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy. Nods. Really? I don't believe it. I really only write for myself, and besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh? Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's fine, if it's with you. Yeah, her writing, because it's hard to read it, but since we're hooking up with her, that's the only one I care about. It's a little bit more daring with this one, yes. I can see that. It's a lot more whatever that word is. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Excuse me. Using the poem as a canvas to express a vital image, conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels to me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sort of things I'm usually forced to keep up to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Doug? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little bit of something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit more now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Alright, let's show it to the president. Hi again, Doug. How's that writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that, as long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I want to count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure. Here you go. Gave my poem to Monica. Alright. Great job, Doug. I was going ooh in my head after reading it. It was really metaphoric. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easier for me to keep everyone's expectation low. That way it always counts when I put some effort in. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Well, that's full of imagination and symbols. Unlike Sora, who likes using the simple direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to divine their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, while letting them deeply analyze all the nuisance. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors. They won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue, and endless company of meaningless noise. The noise that won't stop. Violent, gathering more from squeaking, shearing, piercing siren. course, targeting like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust, an endless poem of meaningless. Load me. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? Guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just that kind of thing that I never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines, like, really short makes me feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Ha ha ha. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is that even a tip about writing? What the fuck? Wait a minute, what? Why are you telling me to save my game? That broke the fourth wall, didn't it? I'm not going crazy here, am I, Vibrator? Yeah, let me go back to the history. Here is Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind, or even when something unexpected may happen. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, we're gonna save right there, because that scares me a bit. Now I'm getting worried, because that... Doug, I really love your poems. I can't believe you've been hiding these from me. Yeah, I'm not hiding anything. But your poems are so good. Yesterday and this one too. You can't tell me you haven't done this before. I mean, you're really the only one who feels that way, so... no way. Not even Nazuko? Well, I guess Nazuko is the least likely to admit how much he likes something. But I don't think that's it. What do you mean? Well, I guess I'll be honest about it. It's a lot easier to write poems when I'm thinking about you. Wah. Stop thinking real things, idiot. I just mean that you're really an expressive person, I guess. How am I supposed to write poems about my own stupid life? But you somehow make everything in your life an adventure. Even the little things. Like cooking? Let's not talk about that. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that I can feel more feelings through you than I can through myself. We all have that kind of weird connection. It's your fault for getting me in my business all the time. I don't know if I understand. Sigh. You never understand when I try to explain things to you, do you? I pat Sergey said, "Aw, hey, I'm not a kid, you know." Are you sure about that? Maybe. Soon starts fiddling with her pencil between her hands. Hey, Doug, will you give me your poem? I want to kind of keep it. Huh? Why? Because, well, it's the first time you've written something for me. Son, you completely misunderstood. I didn't write this for you. Sigh. Are you even listening anymore? Well, whatever. I'll give it to you when we get home. Really? Snap. I broke my pencil. Samuels hastily bends down to pick up the piece she dropped. But being rid of her surroundings, she bumps right into me. Says, sorry. It's fine, it's fine. I'll get it for you. I bend down and pick up the broken pencil. Suma clutches the desk beside her to support herself, knees shaking. I'm a little clumsy today. Let's sit down, Sora. Yeah. I grab Sora's arm and help her to the seat of her desk. Anyway, I still haven't read your poem. Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. But it's not as good as yours. Jeez, dope. I'm sure I'll like it. It's about bottles. Well... Okay, that last line's a little weird, but all I hear is an echo, 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 echo inside my head. She's Randy Orton's kid. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Holy crap. So, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but... I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy. Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. I feel like I was meant to express myself. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. You're gonna pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing till I die. Okay, that's something weird to say. Don't get ahead of yourself. Xavier's always had a habit of getting upset with something before dropping it, so no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic or doubt her. Alright, so I guess we have to show all 4 poems to everybody. I liked your last one better. Oh, really? Well, yeah, I can tell you a little more damn with this one, but you're really not good enough for that yet. It fell flat. Do 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 do. That may be true, but I just wanted to try something different. I'm still figuring this all out. I mean, I always like poems that ain't. I hate when people try to sound fancy or add Yuri's head over here is for all the making your reader look so hard for all the deep meanings, just an excuse to have no meaning at all. Guess that's one way to look at it. Well, everyone has their own opinion, but my opinion is the best opinion. I'm sure you figured that out already. Oh, I'm so glad I don't want anything to do with you. Yeah, anyway, here's my poem. Maybe you learned something. I'm sorry. No, just no. You've come out to be a bitch. Yesterday was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. No, because I didn't like your poem from the other day either, honey. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. Yeah, it's called You're a Bitch. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree with the subject of... You know, people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks, That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out they make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Okay, that part I will agree with. Oh, that's funny. Yuri wrote about the something similar today, huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said the poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. That poem, that people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Say, fuck you. Yuri's a beautiful-looking girl who probably would be the mother of the main character's children before those days over. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like that. I wouldn't judge her or anything. Natsuko has trouble finding words. I guess I should. And Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. So, in better words, she likes to work for NBC, the more you know, with the peacock. La la la. Like, convincing emotions is important. But I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm going to write a good one for tomorrow, too, so look forward to it. Most people can't think to begin with. Okay, everyone. We're done reading each other's poems, right? I have something exciting planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple. We don't need much more than a few decorations. Sylvia has been working on posters, and I designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Ah, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monica? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Smilla's putting it all on posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Silver, who's been coloring a poster, holds it for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You did Nasuko. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagine it. Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys. No, Savia. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Nasuko never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago. It's a lot to ask them to recite their poems out loud for a full room of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put in a good performance, then you inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show off everyone what literature is all about. Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings. Yeah! Well, okay then. Being intimate with yourself. Okay, that's how Pee Wee Herman got in trouble. Finding new horizons. Again, that's how Pee Wee Herman got in trouble. And having fun. Again, that's how I feel like that's a whole Pee Wee Herman joke for the last few. That's right. And if it's those reasons that we're all in this club today, don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if it all takes standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reacting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuko remains silent. Sailor looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sailor and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but looks like Natsuko doesn't have any argument left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get over it. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuko. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expressive faces. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice. Haha, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reading them in front of each other. No way. Monaco, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't reenact your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll set off to help everyone feel a little bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Ah, of course. Now let's see. Monaco flips through a notebook to the picture he has in mind. He then stands behind the podium. The title of the poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monica begins reacting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is prominent. She knows exactly how to implement emotion behind each line she reenacts, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monaco. Someone looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monaco finishes the reenactment. The four of us applaud. Monaco takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monaco. Haha, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, are you? I'll go next. What? Yuri's fired up all of a sudden? Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called... At the Midge of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform to sharp syllable of it feels and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in the structure that she allocates with perfect timing. This must be a real glimpse into the writing, into the roaring fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first person to start appalling. Everyone joins me out there and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud her for it, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri's down for the count. Okay, I guess I'm next then. Suri hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Melody. Aha! Sorry, I giggled. Silvio, it's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of like you're reacting to other people. Imagine you're reacting to yourself like in front of a mirror. On your own head. A lot of reading. Oi. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. So it begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't imagely cheesy like Suri's is. It's sincere and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Severa's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe it's what Severa meant when she said she liked my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone than I thought I knew through and through. Severa finished and we applaud. I did it! Good job! Even Doug liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? Came out nicely. The atmosphere of the poem fits you nicely. But it might not... But it might be that other poems won't work quite as well with that kind of delivery, huh? I don't understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours with that sort of genuine delivery wouldn't work as well. It might need a little bit more force behind them depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. The next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. You don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. Now who's next? Nazuka? Don't make me go before Doug. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Doug lower everyone's standards a little bit before I have to do this. Nezuko, it's fine. I might as well go with the flow. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I have for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite the poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that will improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Nezuko. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I do not care. Yeah, I'm not reading. I don't care, but it's skip her. La 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 la. You can tell which one I don't like, right, guys? La 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 la. We don't care about the pink-haired anime girl who looks like she probably looks like Sailor Moon's as a. Alright, so... yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah, okay, yeah, I'd walk with her because she is beautiful and she's smart. But she does have a... Do, 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 do. Yeah, I'm looking over my choices carefully because I want to make sure I pick the one that will match me up with purple-haired girl. Hmm. At least the music's good at this part. Do 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 do. Death be her? I mean, but it doesn't sound like her either, though. Hmm. Which one would be better, misfortune or death? It could be the big wood I can't even attempt to pronounce. So we're gonna go with the big wood. Okay, that worked. Come on, Doug, use your brain and think. Da-da. And Fun of Devi sounds like her, that's for sure. Explode, that probably sounds like her as well. And Cage was a guess. Yeah, Crimson as well. Aw, man. I'm the last one here again. Don't worry, I just walked in too. Were you practicing piano again? Yeah. Hahaha. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano? Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help me out for the festival too. I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great. Yeah. Weren't you complaining about it yesterday? Oh yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival, but it's the whole day of the school where we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. You sound a bit like Sir after all. Monica, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. Aren't you saying you don't like squid? You of all people. Yeah, I didn't say I didn't like it. So what do you mean by you of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monica. That's not how you say my name at all. Oh, so the joke makes no sense in translation. Ah, never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine, fine. The reactions ain't as fun as Yuri's or Silver's anyway. Excuse me? Where's Silver anyway? Oh, there you are. She's sitting at a desk in the corner of the room looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sawyer. I wave my hand in front of her face. You're spacing out again. Haha. He's sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Huh? Is everything alright? Oh, of course. Why wouldn't it be? It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things. Jeez. You worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Sawyer shows me a big smile. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone. Well, alright. If you say so. I worry glance at Sawyer before turning back toward everyone else. But the conversation has already dispensed with everyone back at the usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sawyer recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. I timidly approached Monica, who's suffering through some papers at her desk. Doug, what's up? Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sonora recently? Anything up with her? In what way do you mean? Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much, but she seems a little downcast today. Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her, but Monica peers across the room at her, who's idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there's something on her mind. But I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Doug. You certainly know her a lot better than I do. Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her. But this time when I asked her, she really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I drop it now. No. It's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of club members, you know. Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Yeah, are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Maybe she just had a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest? Person of interest? What do you mean by that? I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Doug. Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion? Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sawyer talks about you more than anything else, you know. Yep. She's been so much happier ever since you joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her. What? No way. It's always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different than when it's always has been. You're so funny, Doug. Have you ever thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's how she is when she's around you? Ah, I said too much. Sorry, what do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think too much about it for now. Ah, alright. Monica smiles meaningful. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I was able to get her word out of my head. What's out of my head? Monica stands up from my desk and walks across the room to where Sonia is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to her, gently talk to her. She keeps her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I knew Sawyer told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else. But that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of ordinary. But there is nothing I can do besides wait for Monaco. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly I notice Yuri peering at me from her book. But she looks away just as quickly with a frustrated look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord, so I have no choice but to approach her myself. But now it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk, sit next to her. I didn't mean to bother you or anything. Relax, you didn't even do anything. But I could tell you wanted to be alone with your thoughts. Alone with my thoughts? How were you even able to tell what I was thinking like that? Well, it's something that I do a lot. Oh boy, it's getting hard to read right now, guys. The voice is hurting. Wow, we've been streaming this Take a Look at for 2 hours. Holy shit. I had to do Ghost of Tsushima on Thursday. Since Wednesday, I am taking off for the NBA Game 4. Alright guys, so I am going to stop the stream here. I would say the game's good, but something's telling me there's something that I'm not figuring out. Like, I think maybe there's been a few break the fourth wall scenes already, but until then I hope you guys have a good night. I will see you guys Thursday for Ghost of Tsushima, but until then have a good night and see you all next time.